guys. Oh, I look like a lunatic. Sorry, that's really loud. Welcome to day 7 of Vlogoween. I'm sorry that I'm rushing through these, but I skipped the weekend due to unforeseen events. Family issue and a little scary, but everything turned out okay. It did put me off of vlogging the whole weekend, but I'm back on track, back again. Yeah, I was gonna go there. All right, well, you guys, I'm sorry that I don't introduce myself every single time that we do an episode. These are vlogs, so very casual. If you want to know more about me, go to the About Me page. If you want to join me on Instagram, I'm Pinchy Michis on Instagram, Maximum Yarnage, pretty much everywhere else. Although, pretty much want to find me on Instagram. I am going to change the name eventually. I'm not going to talk about anything today other than what I couldn't talk about yesterday without putting the spoiler disclaimers like everywhere. Oh, I should have had my phone with me. Honey, can you hand me my phone? What else? All right, you guys, so I was having an issue. I was having an issue with my Speckle and Pop mystery knit along. Nothing to do with the knitting, nothing to do with the nothing to do with the pattern or anything at all. It's just to do with my yarn. I'll show you really fast. This is pretty much all that I spoke about, but I actually showed you spoilers. I actually, in yesterday's video, I did show spoilers. I am going to do that periodically as, you know, there's an interesting update or advancement in my mystery knit along, but I'm going to leave it as a standalone sort of vlog. And I am going to clearly title them and clearly put a thumbnail that clearly lets you know this is a spoiler. It is a spoiler vlog only. This one is not, as I said. Here's the issue that I was having, you guys. You see that? This is a yarn that I dyed. It's utterly to die for. I absolutely, and I'm like, no joke, I cried. Like, I almost cried. Maybe like watery, like a little bit of like some condensation formed like here and there. Okay, it's beautiful, you guys. My freaking yarn is gorgeous, and I really honestly don't know how I did it. Okay, yes, but even in this picture you can see I wasn't thinking. The base of my yarn, I guess I wasn't thinking because of that, because that's the only color I could see, because that was the color in the dye pot. That was the color that I came out with, and I dip dyed my skeins, this one first, this one second, and that one third, in order to get this result of kind of ombre sort of quality variation going on. And then I speckled everything with speckly stuff. And it was beautiful. It's perfect. But I wasn't thinking the base, the main colors, the base is pink. It's very pink. Do you see that pink mini? Do you see how that pink mini could be a problem? Do you see it? Because I didn't see it. I took all kinds of pictures, and it looked so pretty, and so did the lavender. The lavender looked pretty, even though it's a little bit gray, a little bit silver, a little bit too with the yellow. I just wasn't satisfied. There was something in my gut that was telling me I wasn't happy, I wasn't satisfied, but I went for it because I'm in the go for it kind of mood lately, like friggin', I was gonna say stuff, but let's not talk that way. There is my little 4 minis. Now, I grabbed some brown that I had lying around because I wasn't going to take apart another ball of yarn to make another mini. No, I wasn't going to do that. So I was lucky and I got some of that brown that I don't know if I showed you guys. Can you give me my bag, honey? My sidekick. Thank you, love. So I don't know if I showed you guys, but I did have this brown lying around. Ooh, plenty. Clearly lying around. Yeah. What the heck? I hate it when you can see like little things. Yeah. So I had that brown lying around and I think it looks really great up against my main color. It really contrasts very nicely and it adds a lot of character to it. I just really, really liked it. But these little guys, the little pink and the little purple, they were very disappointing. They're pretty on their own, and they would have made pretty skeins on their own, I think. Maybe the lavender not so much. I don't think I even would have. I don't know. I'm so on the fence about that lavender. Like I got a little bananas with it, and I just kind of, if I'd have understood the way certain colors can make gray, I didn't think about that. I didn't think about purple versus brown making gray. That wasn't a thing. So I ended up making kind of like the silver lavender, which wasn't what I meant to do. It looked really pretty when it was wet, but when it fully dry, it turned silver. All I can think of is elves. It's all I can think of is like the Hobbit and the elves. That wasn't what I was going for. I was going for earthy. I wasn't going for Hobbit. This is all I'm going to talk about this episode, guys. So sorry. So as I was knitting, I got past a couple of sections. Once I got to the pink yarn, and it was like, that looks weird. And then I continued on with my main color, which is pink with speckles. It was the lightest pink one. And then I really couldn't see my pink pop. No, that's not gonna work. And I got really, I didn't want to get all like bummed out or depressed about it, but you kind of, I just chopped up a big skein, made it into mini, something I could have like sold because that's like, I need it. Something I could have sold, and I split it up into all these skeins. And as I'm knitting it, I'm still so unsure about it and I'm not happy with it. And ultimately, the pink is flattening out against the rest of the pink. And that hurt. That hurt. That actually hurt. And it kind of bummed me out. And I thought, I don't want to be bummed out. I can think of something. There's something that it needs. It needs more. It needs more purple. And, it needs an orange. I was thinking I was going to go with a burnt orange or something like that. But I just kind of realized that if I put burnt orange over the rose colors, that might not turn out the way I intend. So I just did it with a little bit of yellow. I didn't mix any other colors, and I got the colors that I got orange. I mean, of course, I was going for orange. In case you didn't get that already, did you understand what I was saying? I was going with orange. I was going with orange, and then I was going for a deeper purple. Pop, 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 pop. Is that popping? Sorry, it took me forever to get to this point. The nitty gritty, the juice, the juice. I call this one purple drank. I'm kidding. I just thought of that right now. Purple drank. And tequila sunrise. I'm just kidding. Tequila, what? Sunset? Sex on the beach?
Tequila sunrise.
Tequila sunrise. I just can't. I didn't really name them. I didn't name any of my yarns yet, but hey, that's not bad. Purple drank and tequila sunrise. I like it. What do you think, Nathan? So this is going to look pretty cool. I'm not going to spoil anything for you guys. That was yesterday. It'll look good up against that. It definitely pops. There's definitely popping. And where's the super light pink? Well, I'll just take the other. I'll just take the other one because the light pink one is attached. And more popping. Darn it. I don't understand why this doesn't show up. It's so pretty. Whatever, guys. This is very burgundy. I don't get it because this is exactly the color I'm wearing. What the heck? Because I'm Mary Poppins, y'all. No, that's not why. But that's the title of my next episode. I'm Mary Poppins, y'all. Pop, pop, pop. Pop, pop, pop. I'm very happy. So this is all going to work out now. I am comfortable. We'll see. Because, of course, I might, get this horrible disaster of a thing once I put it into my shawl. But once I'm done with this section of the main color, my orange color is up next. Here's the thing, guys. Here's the kicker. And I'll leave you with this thought. So I'm knitting, right? And I did all that, much of knitting before I finally gave in and said, yeah, this has to not be. No, I have to over dye these two colors. I plucked them out when I dyed them. I made a mess inside the dye pot and I got glass absolutely everywhere. If you watched yesterday's spoiler episode, I'm sorry that I'm repeating stuff, but for anybody that actually didn't want to get spoiled, this is what happened. I cracked the jar, the purple mason jar. I was putting the dye in the mason jar because I had 2 mason jars going. I'm not about to sit there wasting my time with all these different dye baths. Mostly because I'm lazy. So I had the orange, that one was done, and the purple needed more purple. So I got to work, I put a little more purple in it, and I realized, there's not much more purple I'm going to get out of that lilac, so I added violet. And I really needed to mix it up, but the mason jar was hot. I stuck my spoon inside the mason jar, went like this, looked at the yarn, went like this, my color is gone. What happened? It was magical. It was horrible. At the same time, my dye was completely gone. And I realized almost instantly that I must have cracked the mason jar. The horror. That means there's glass inside the dye bath. And all the dye is inside the water. Thankfully, there was plenty of water and it was already nicely seasoned with citric acid. So I didn't want to waste the water, and I took out the glass and I threw my yarn in on the other side of the pot. I would never do this. I shouldn't even admit that I did this. I would never do that. I would never do that and sell it to anybody ever, not in a million years. And my pot is completely clean now, and there wasn't any glass because it came out in one big chunk. So there's no danger. But the thought did occur to me that I could like end up like bloody or something, or like knitting my project and being all like, oh, you know. I went, my freaking imagination just went bananas. So, but no, none of that happened. And I, was able to fluff out my yarn, and I checked it gingerly just in case, just because I don't want to get glass in my hands. But I realized that putting my yarn inside a dye bath where I had just broken a mason jar was probably not a very bright thing to do. So please don't ever do that. It would have been better for me to just empty the whole thing out and then maybe strain it or something. Anything would have been better than what I did. But I did it and it was fine. So I wound up my ball of yarn after I finished vlogging day number 6, and I am now getting ready to go back and sit down on the couch, watch some more Voyager, and just chill out for the rest of the evening. I'll probably make this public for tomorrow. Tomorrow is the 10th, and I will catch up on the rest of the videos, hopefully before the weekend. But yeah, that was it, you guys. Oh my goodness. It was really funny. Just very typical of me and my goofy antics. I am glad that I didn't cut myself or hurt myself. And I'm glad that it turned out, because if, my dyeing went wrong this time, there's no going back. Forget it. I'd be totally out of luck. Okay, guys, I think that is it for today. I'm not really going to talk about anything else. Thank you guys for joining me. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching, the people that have been sticking around and talking to me and following me on Instagram. I've been having a ton of fun. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Don't forget to check out my Etsy shop. All the links are on my About Me page. I will be updating that soon because it's got some like really goofy old story about how my grandma taught me how to knit. It's like everybody's friggin' story starts out kind of something like that, unless it didn't. And then I feel really bad that I just said that. I'm sorry that your nana didn't teach you how to knit. But hopefully somebody did. If not, hopefully you learned yourself on the interwebs, because, that's what everybody does nowadays. All right. I will see you guys very soon, hopefully tomorrow. Bye.